Could you tell us your complete name and place of birth, please?
My name is Jaswant Singh. People here call me Jazz Singh, local community. And I was born in Lahore. People ask me, is that in Pakistan? I said, no, it was India at the time. So in my passport, it says Lahore, India, because I was born in 1936. And we used to live. I was born in Gwalmandi in Lahore, and then my father and few of his other friends wanted to go and live outside Gwalmandi into a new environment because Gwalmandi was Gwalmandi. And I been told my uncle, my brother's younger brother, is written up things and said to look at a new environment. We went to a place in Lahore and bought bicycles to go around all over the area to find out if we can decide on one area.
Which year was that?
And the area I have mentioned in my book,
Which year?
which year, that was in 1944. And then they decided on when they came to Canal Park. It was near the canal, and there were some other establishment being built, and there were other professional people who were building that for themselves. So they decided this is it, this is where we will come. And they came to this place and purchased land from the landowner and purchased four lands, pieces of land for themselves, one each, and opposite each other, next to each other. And they built a house, and they came and built it and then entered the house after 18 months. And they entered the house, and then couple of people, other people came to settle and had a house built for themselves similarly. And gradually people came to know about our community, and they flocked from all over Lahore and even Lailpur and other cities to come down and settle among the community.
How was your life in your community with your father, Mr.
Harnam
Harnam
Singh.
Singh, and your mother, respectful Raj Kaur?
Yeah.
How was your life?
Our life was very well going, very well oiled, if you like. There's a thing in Britain, they say, very well oiled. And I used to attend school, and my father used to most certainly all near of the time he used to be here in this country, and he used to send money order in my name, always in my name. Sometime I used to tell him, I owe you a lot of money, Dad. And then the school was friendly. I never failed in the school from 1 year to the fifth year. I was learning and Urdu. Our, our teacher was very, very strict, and maybe that's the reason I passed all every year.
How was your
And
memories in school? You had friends?
we had a lot of friends
Do you
in
know their
school,
names? Do you know
and
teachers?
those people those kids who did not attend school from our community, our teacher used to say, ask them, coax them along, and ask them to come along and have a look what's going on here. But it was very friendly, and we used to walk home and walk to school every morning.
Do you know their names? Remember their
Well, I mean, no, there, yes, there was a twin called Vedi and Bhushan, and we had a rhyme going for them. uh, दुनिया में सब थोड़े थोड़े, Vedi and Bhushan थोड़े, Rama थोड़े थोड़े. And we had kept on. They were quite friendly in that way, but we enjoyed. And every morning, my mother would make a paratha for me, and my sister, who was 2 years older than me, and we always used to bicker with each other. I want the first paratha, and she would say, "No, sometime I want the first paratha." This one time, she didn't give me the first paratha, my mother, and gave it to my sister. That was it. I got into the temper and I got out of the house and I walked to school. My mother followed me virtually to the main road of the bazaar to say, "No, no, no, I won't do it again. You have it, have it." And I hid myself, not wanting to tackle her. And eventually she must have gone home. So every morning it was me who used to get the paratha.
how far she traveled?
She
Jason?
traveled between here and the Gurdwara,
2 kilometers.
about 500-600 yards.
500-600 yards.
Yeah. And she had this paratha in her hand on a plate, and she came, walked down. I could see her now and then, but I didn't want to tackle her, so I hid. And then
Do you have
eventually,
any dream about this when you sleep now? Or-
yeah, well, not dream about, but sometime I think about it and remember and say how polite she was. And when she used to get ill, she used to say, "Come on, put your feet on my legs, they're aching. Your sister is very selfish and she's not doing it." But when I fall asleep, she used to say, "You just get off and sleep yourself." And I did used to do that. My sister didn't bother, but I used to do that. So things like that.
Had a happy childhood. You had all
Very, very
family,
happy
friends.
childhood because I was the only boy in the family. And when we first came here in 1937, this was the photo of that time. It was taken in 1940 in Wolverhampton, Northampton. And you can see me standing and with my sister and another small sister in my mother's hips. And then my mother got to know about this partition coming in India, and said everybody in the locality was talking about it. And they said, "It's best." We were told by the government that if we are living here, Lahore is in the contentional point, it could go either way. So what you should do is get out of your house for 4 to 5 weeks to avoid any bloodshed. So there was
Your
an
mother had relatives in Gwalmandi.
eh?
Your mother had relatives in Gwalmandi.
My mother had relatives in Amritsar,
In Amritsar. Okay.
and my father had relatives in Gwalmandi, but only the families, the men folk, were all here in Britain. So there were three male there at the time in our catchment area. One was the guy who got stuck in the war in Britain and spent the war period here, and two were other young people, and they all got together and said, "Yes, we will leave." And instead of August, we left in late June or July, and got together, and he said, this man was called, oh, I've forgotten his name now, but he said, I will take you and make sure you are safe, but I'm not going to lend you any money.